What's up, everybody?
You're.
Tommy Runs,
I'm Aaron Worldwide.
and this is the PR Project, Season 2, Episode 6. We missed last week. What was I doing? I don't know. But we ran last week, though. We ran a 10-mile race last week. That was kind of fun. Was that last week?
You was doing family stuff.
Oh, yeah. So we did a 10-mile race last week. It was a growler gallop thrown by Trivium Racing. Shout out to the good folks at Trivium Racing. They have a 5.
Throwing races.
What?
Throwing races.
They be throwing races. Oh, they be throwing races. Dang, I like that. Yeah, they have a 5 mega medal series, right? And like all the medals connect. It's actually pretty dope. They have it like, do they still do their thing in North Carolina?
Yeah, they do.
But they have their medals and they connect into make a bigger medal if you run all 5 of the races. So I think that's actually really cool. I'm not gonna be able to make it because I missed Prove It, which was their 10K. I missed that, so I won't be able to finish the mega medal series. It's like Power Rangers. You know, remember Power Rangers used to have to be getting their butt kicked, and then they'd be like, "Let's unite" or something like that. Are you frozen? Yeah, he's frozen, or I'm frozen. Who sees who? Does anybody see me? Is it him frozen or is it me frozen? I don't know. I don't know. What's happening right now? Anyway, this hasn't happened before. Can anybody hear me? Oh, Aaron's frozen. All right. So Aaron's frozen. Oh, why did I take myself off? So there we go. Yeah. So Aaron's frozen. He'll be back in a minute. Talk to me. Hello, Scotty Lane. Thank you for confirming that you see me. It's always good to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you want in life is for someone to see you. You know, like you don't want to walk through life just doing stuff and just nobody sees you. But yeah, shout out again. Hold on, here he comes back. There we go. You all right?
Computer just crashed, bro.
Hey, dang. Yeah.
That boy was just like, and it was gone.
You jumped on the to pay for the Wi-Fi real quick. They forgot.
You know what I'm saying? Electric bill went out. It's crazy, bro.
Like, oh dang, man, my phone crashed. Like, nah, bro, you ain't pay that bill. But yeah, shout out to Trivium because that's a dope series. We ran a 10-mile race. You had a hell of a day that day. 20-mile day, right? Was it 20? 20-mile day. So you did 10 before, ran a 10-mile race. It's moderately, you kind of held back a little bit. Got a little hot at the end.
For sure.
I ran 6, did a workout, 2 miles warm up, 2-mile warm up inside the 10 miles, 2-mile warm up. What was it? 6 by 3 minutes on off. And then I was like, cool, finally, I'm just going to mosey on into the 10th. Saw Joe Robinson up ahead. So I chased him down as much as I could. And then when I got to him, for some reason, maybe, I don't know why, but he thought we was racing. So I was trying to run with him. He wasn't trying to run with me. So we ended up running very fast. And
wow.
That's my story.
To blame Joe like that.
That's exactly what happened. He can tell you like how I know what I meant to by it. I know I meant to catch up to him and run with him. Unity, camaraderie, friendship, team, right? And then what does he do? He's like, no, I'm trying to beat Tommy today. I'm like, dog, I was just trying to chill.
Nah, ain't no rest for the weary, my boy.
I let him win though.
Wow, that's crazy.
I love him. You see the video. You see the video. I'll let him go.
Yeah, I had a very interesting 20-mile day. It went very smooth until I looked down at my feet, at my shoes at the end of the race, and I'm just like, so there something very strange. Joe said Tommy was trying to race at the end.
People just throwing out lies and stuff into the atmosphere. Just because somebody say it on Instagram don't mean it's true, dog.
So I think this is the first ever race I participated in that they gave out red Gatorade during the race.
Yeah, y'all was mad. I ain't get the red Gatorade. I got like green or something.
So I thought that I had red Gatorade on my shoes. I thought I spilled it.
Oh yeah,
But it wasn't red Gatorade.
that was blood, sir.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so like at this point in the training block, like your feet gotta be like larger than they normally were. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have like some like low level of inflammation constantly in your feet right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And
So
you ain't never had no problem with that shoe.
I mean,
At the
the
top,
the,
at
the
the top,
original Metaspeed Sky,
yeah.
I've had issues with the toe box previously, and
There.
um, no, it usually just like tear up my big toe or my second toe. But
Oh,
this was my third toe. It was just, I think it was a bad shoe sock combination. Really, that's really what the problem was. So yeah,
and 20 miles too.
yeah,
You wore them shoes in your marathon though, so I guess that
I
was
did, but I wore the right socks in the marathon. I wore exercising demon socks. That might have been the difference.
yeah. You gotta have the right socks. Wait. I don't even want to ask you what's yeah, the first.
Oh yeah, you know, I won't do that to you.
All right. So, but yeah, but you had a good day though. And you finished strong. I think we all got a little too crazy that day. But speaking of your 20-mile long run or 20-mile run, 10-mile race, 10-mile run, whatever, you are in peak training right now.
I am.
And so just to let you guys know, I don't know if it's everybody, but Aaron, around this time gets a bit testy.
No, I would
Absolutely.
never.
Absolutely. Like so it just right around like maybe like 6 weeks out ish to maybe 3. Really between 6 weeks to 2 weeks when you really like got the taper in sight. Really 6 to 3 because you like see the next taper in sight, so you get kind of whatever. But 6 weeks to 3 weeks out for the marathon, Aaron is just a ball of grumpy nerves. It's weird, and you get real snappy and mean. And you call everybody on everything. So that's really why we didn't have a show last week because I'm just it's called transparency, bro.
I mean, I didn't know that I didn't know I was gonna get blindsided like this, but okay.
No, no. No, I was definitely the one that pulled the plug on the last show, but it's more fun to say that you was too grumpy to do it. But
Definitely, I think me within 6 weeks of a marathon is like looking into the future of the person I'm gonna be when I'm 60 years old. Just rude and not nice to
just
people.
rude, just straight to the point for no reason. Like not even a hello, just like.
Save the pleasantries.
But the reason why I brought this up wasn't to shame you for being a tired person running this many miles a week. For some reason, I honestly, no BS. It was for 1 week, and then you went back to old Aaron. What happened? Like I was getting ready for like just grumpiness from here till ever,
Well,
but you reset your like mental about the train. Like what happened? Because you legit like from I'm not feeling this to like okay we good.
I was like a robot. I became self-aware. Artificial intelligence. I became self-aware, and I knew I could see myself being a very not pleasant person, and I don't like that. Like I like for people to think I'm nice and like
Yeah,
because but I like to try to put my best foot forward in the pleasant category. So you know what I'm saying. I had to chill.
Yeah, no, I mean because like just
group chat still getting lit up though.
Yeah, group chat's still suffering. But so like the thing was like so yes, I did a workout on Thursday, and then remember like in the getting ready for Erie, I was all talking about like having a good time with with running and just being present, enjoying whatever that kind of like after Erie, I kind of was like, okay, this is getting real because I got another marathon coming up, like and I have to keep telling myself to like do that switch of like just grinding through a workout to like, this is what I want to be doing. I get to do this, all that. So like as I was like finishing my workout on Thursday, like I had to like be, like you said, become self-aware and be like, for real, like, what are you doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Like, and kind of reframe it. And I felt like you did that, which was kind of like funny because we joked about, here's the time this everybody gets grumpy, but you like did a switch, so I thought it was kind of dope. So hats off to you for.
I'll be truthfully honest with you. It was not
Sorry.
an intentional thing. It just happened because I
Well,
thought
no, I'm just saying.
I was
Well,
still being mean. So
oh yeah.
shout out.
Well, man, maybe you were, and I just got used to it. I don't know.
That's possible. That's
But
possible.
so yeah, so you are running like this week. Would you hit 80 miles?
Yeah, 80 right on the nose. 80 miles this week. Couple
So
doubles.
I would assume that this would be called
Absolutely peak training.
peak training.
We're doing that. We're doing that. I think I would say the next 2 or 3 weeks. Peak training, peak volume, peak intensity, all of that good stuff. The workouts are serious. Like I said last week. So I think on my plan, there's only 1 week of 2 double days in a week, which was this past week. So I did a double on Tuesday and a double on Thursday. But that double on Thursday is going to turn into 12 miles on Thursday this upcoming week instead of 4 and 10. So you got to celebrate the small wins, I guess. But I haven't even looked. Oh, 20-mile long run. Yeah. Next week is going to be not a lot of intensity, but still a lot of volume.
So like what? So like for folks that are going through a marathon training block or never really did one, or this is a right around the time, if they're running like a November-ish marathon, they're going to be right in the same type of time frame as you are in. What like how do you prepare for peak training? How do you continue through it? All that.
So Elena, New York City is November 6th. So we are just a shade over a month away from that. And how do I prepare for peak training? I think it's just going through the training block and kind of bracing for impact the entire time because you know that it's going to get hard.
Yeah.
Pause. And peak training, I think these 2 portions, so peak training and then the taper, they play mind games with you because there's times in peak training when, and if you have a plan and you have a coach that understands the philosophy of high volume training, during this peak training period, you're going to have easy runs. You're going to have those days where you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to run that workout tomorrow. Like your legs are going to feel like that. And your mind is going to tell you like, are you sure? Like, are you, or if you're running at that goal marathon pace, you're going to have those thoughts of like, there is no way I'm going to be able to keep this up for 26 miles. Like it's not even possible. Don't listen to it. It's a trap. It's your mind playing tricks on you. It's the stacking and stacking and stacking of volume and intensity that we go through to prepare ourselves for the marathon. So yeah, I think that's the biggest part for me is just like ignoring my body and my mind trying to tell me fibs and untrue stories that I'm not going to be able to complete workouts or even complete like like you said, we all kind of went too hard last Sunday, and my easy run on Monday to be honest, I could barely walk on Sunday night, and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna run 10 miles tomorrow. Like I can barely walk.
Yeah.
But I got a full night's rest, hydrated well, and
rest is key for this moment in training.
Absolutely, because it's peak training, but it's also peak sleeping. You got to make sure you're getting as much sleep as possible. Just like double, tripling down on that bedtime, making sure lights out before 8 hours, before 8 hours of the time that your alarm is going to go off, because you need every single minute you can get.
I mean, and then like people always say like, so as your training increases or your mileage or your intensity, whatever it is, like you need to also match that with the level of recovery. Like don't just in the beginning when everything feels fine. Because like there is a point in the picture and like as you ramp up on your miles where everything does feel fine, and even though you've increased by 10 20 miles a week, but the problem with that is like you need to stay ahead of it. You gotta, just like you're fueling during the marathon, you have to stay ahead of it. Like by the time you're thirsty or like need carbs in a marathon, it's too late. Like so same thing with this recovery vibe during training. If you start to feel broke down it can be too late unless you just, I don't know, unless you have like a cryo chamber or whatever that you chilling. But like you really need to like stay on top of it. So as your intensity increases and mileage increases, increase the recovery of efforts. And then also too, like the way that I try to think about getting ready for the peak or the bigger section of the training block is by knowing that it's going to happen and bracing for impact, but bracing for impact by making sure like my easy runs are easy and I'm not overrunning, workouts,
Yeah.
or just throwing on random extra miles for no reason. Like if your thing says 8 miles easy, run 8 miles easy. If it
Yeah.
says run a tempo run at this pace for this reason, run it at that pace. I mean, because there's not really much benefit of you running it 10, 15, 20 seconds faster. I'm super guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not a preaching thing, but it's just you try your best to be aware of like what you are supposed to be doing. Stay with that because it's like math. Like it's running. It is running, but it's like science and math like all together to like where you hopefully will come out the perfect amount of tired or the perfect amount of fit and all that in one day. And then you go run your race and then you go, oh my God, I just PR'd. And I got my BQ or I got broke my 5 hours or whatever it is. So just be careful, guys, and just like get like ease right into it, and then crush those workouts during peak training. That's to me how it works out.
Yeah, and in this time, there's really no such thing as taking easy days too easy. Like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. There's you won't go too easy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna go too easy. Like you're not going to run 12-minute pace. You're just not. It's like you probably can't. So yeah, like if some days are just gonna be slower than others too. Your easy
and you're
pace
gonna feel like an 80-year-old person.
your
Like,
easy pace is a range. People go, oh, well, my easy pace is 8:15. If it is, it's probably 7:45 to like 9.
Yeah.
Like it's a range. You just chill within that range based on how you feel, and you shouldn't always feel like you should be at the lower side of that range either. That's the first thing when I first got a coach, like easy range. It was, I think at the time it was like 8:30 to 9:15 or something like that. And I'm like, okay. And I was always at 8:30. It worked out for me, but like looking back, like I can't do that now. Like where you got some days you just gotta run easy.
Yeah. And be honest with yourself for
Yeah,
sure. Don't worry about Strava. Don't worry about all of that nonsense. Go out there, get through it, and get home and get to bed.
Get in the bed. Yeah, and then but the thing about like I know you mentioned earlier about I think you kind of mentioned fatigue a little bit, but like what's like the concept of like baking this cake, but like this cumulative fatigue? Like what is it? What does it mean for people? And kind of like it's kind of a scary thought like while you're in it if you don't know what you should be feeling. It's like you said, I don't know, I can't run this marathon at all because I can't even do this 16-miler without like feeling like I'm dead. So like what's cumulative fatigue and how do you handle it?
So I don't know if there's a textbook. I'm sure there is a textbook definition, but cumulative fatigue, which is a tricky word to say. Right. I don't know, but it's basically just the building of the workouts and the easy runs, just the entire what's the word I'm looking for? The holistic practice of the training block. All of that kind of comes to a head at some point. And it's usually right around this time of peak training. Your legs start to really get heavy. You start to feel everything. A lot of times we have those moments after a big workout that we'll be sore the next day. And it's just like, okay, this is soreness or fatigue. You'll be fatigued for a day or two and you'll bounce back from it. But the idea of cumulative fatigue is to sort of push your body into a state of fatigue that creates super compensation. So you push your body so far that I'm not sure the physiological explanation of it, but basically your body feels like it has to work overtime in order to restore your muscles and your tendons and everything. So that causes a super compensation, and that's where the true um, growth, the true gains in the training block happen, is when your body is in that state of super compensation, and it kind of only can be attained by pushing yourself very close to your limit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tricky. It's like walking a thin line between overtraining and
Yeah.
like just being right there on that line. So it's pushing it, pretty much like pushing it as close to the line as you can
Yeah.
that won't break your body, but get you pretty close. So um
Yeah. No, it's like because it's like to me, it's like that. It's basically saying to me. I hear a couple things. It's like one, don't go looking for it. Because if you're following any plan, I mean, because we train under the Hanson's marathon method, like strategy or methodology. And they call it cumulative fatigue. It may be called different things in different ways, but it's all the same concept, and that's why you'll see like professionals run all these miles. Like it's obviously time on feet and all that other stuff, but you do have to like continue to stretch and push the body to like that edge. And then but the thing about it is you don't want to go like, oh well, I want super compensation, so week 4, and the thing I need to feel tired. You don't want to feel tired too early. You don't want to feel tired too late. It's like baking a cake. Like it has to, everything kind of has to go the right way. Um, hopefully, and then you'll have this cumulative fatigue during the moments when you're supposed to have it. Typically, with it pretty close within a few weeks before the taper. So that once you hit the taper, it's like your body goes into full restore mode because it's finally can breathe, and then that's why you get all those weird you know, taper pains and weird phantom things that happen. I never had this issue. That's because your body's like going into overdrive, trying to fix as many things as possible, just because it feels like we can finally breathe again, and then you go kill it, and then you go kill it again during the marathon. So just be careful with that too, like because you don't want to be too early thinking like, oh, I feel really tired all the time. This is good. It may not be good. So
right.
you need to look into it and just be careful. And just with doing it, doing these things over and over, you just find out oh, this is normal for me, and or this is not normal for me. Because even you right now, very used to this fatigue thing. If something came up where you felt like you'd be worried about it, and maybe it goes away in a day or two or whatever, but you'll be watching it because like this isn't my normal fatigue thing.
Yeah.
So
and and we could kind of liken it to like jumping out of a plane. Like you jump out the plane, and then you don't want to pull the chute, and you don't want to pull the chute of the thingy.
yeah, but
Come on,
the rip
the
cord.
parachute. Yeah, you don't want to pull the rip cord of the parachute too early,
Yeah.
because you're not going to get all the compensation, the super compensation that you might get if you pull it right at the right time. But you also don't want to pull it too late, because then you get to the race, and the race is the earth, and you hit the earth too hard. So you want to pull that cord right at the right time.
Yeah.
That gives you the maximum amount of
Yeah.
super compensation without pushing that soreness and that fatigue into race day. So
Yeah.
it's a delicate balance, but if you could pull that cord at the right time, it's almost like magic. Like you'll get to the start line and you'll get through the race, and you'll
Yeah,
think like,
man.
I didn't think this was possible, but
Because it's
somehow it
crazy.
happens.
It's crazy that because you'll be like, yo, like, I mean, almost every training block is like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, And I mean, you have trusted, like you trust the process, and you know that you've been working. But there's moments where you're just like, yo, there's not a chance that I could do this for 26.2 miles. Not a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like so at some points, it's like I couldn't do this for half a marathon, let alone this whole. And then next thing you know, it's like you're just there and you're running and you haven't slowed down.
And you're watching yourself run from above, like you hit that flow state in the race where you're just like watching yourself run, and you just like, I can't believe
Okay,
this.
bro. Remember I always said I don't get runner's high.
Mm-hmm.
I get it in marathons.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the right then it hit me because that's the only time when I ever just feel like, because when I'm running typically like I'm normally thinking a lot like in practice, it's more stuff going on. I don't have any time to like, but like in the marathon, I don't think about much at all. Like I try my best to just get quiet as heck. And so like there is that moment where you just like it's almost like you watching yourself just plug along.
Yeah.
And then you'll
Grand
have
Theft
like
Auto, you go into the Grand Theft Auto camera angle and you just watching yourself go. And it's just like
yeah,
it's like after it's never like right at the beginning. Like you have to settle in.
no, you gotta
But once you settle in and you're like, I'm doing this thing. Like I'm doing the thing that
what
I've
mile?
trained.
What mile?
For me in the marathon, it was the halfway point.
Halfway?
Halfway, I'm like, okay, I hit the checkpoint where I was supposed to. But that was my first marathon. So like it was a lot of unsure like emotions. But like at the halfway point, I just was like, wow, I'm really doing this. Like I can't believe it.
Marathon runner's high is real. Cause I don't get it like during like a 10-mile run, like I'm like, cause I don't ever have that. Man, I could run forever. Like, no, I'm gonna stop at 10.
But I get it. I get it. I definitely get it in big workouts, but only when I'm doing well. Like if I'm if I go into a workout kind of timid about it, like a little unsure, but like I'm nailing it. Hey yo, like I'm crushing it. I'm just like, yes, this is what I didn't think I could do it, and I'm doing it. So like today, I kind of got there. I did 2 by 5 miles at Gold Marathon pace, and probably around like 3.5 miles when I realized like, okay, I'm gonna stick the landing on this one because we struggled with it last time with the weather conditions and the course we chose and all of that. So like
that was so stupid.
In the back of my mind, I'm like, man, the last couple miles of this is gonna be tough.
Yeah,
but it wasn't as bad as I thought. So I'm just like, okay, I'm doing it. I got it. We here. Yeah. So yeah, I get it sometimes in big workouts for sure.
All right. Well, yeah. So yeah, now I know what being high feel like. That's dope. Now I get it. I understand now.
It's crazy that it took running for you to figure it out.
I tried so many other things. It just never like running was it. What running did it for me. All right, man. But yeah, no, I think that's dope because this like tired legs feel. I mean, because we say the tired legs is there for a reason because I mean that's really what cumulative fatigue for me is like more like a whole body feel plus the legs. But like the thought is like just your legs, just everything you do, it just seems like heavy and you just got to push through. And if the cool part is if you're hitting your workouts pretty close around that time, it's a huge confidence builder too. Like
absolutely,
my legs feel trash, and I still just did this workout. I think we all been there before. Like you just didn't think you were gonna hit the workout. Next thing you know, it's like
that was today. That was today for me. I think I turned to you at some point in the warm up and was like,
yeah, you said that, and I was like, nah, chill, man. So let me tell you another thing about your friend Aaron here. On top of being Mr. Grumpy Gills during this time, he starts going like, man, I don't know if I can hit this workout. That's how you sounded too. Man, I don't know. And I was like, oh, you'll be fine. Because he says that, like, you done said that, like, 6 times, like, in the last 4 weeks. And you've only, it ain't even been enough workouts for that. And then you'd be like, I don't know if I could do it. And then you text me and be like, yo, bro, I killed it, dog. Or you come back like, man, I ain't do it. And I'm like, dang, you had a bad workout. No, I went too fast. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody, all this crying wolf crap got to go, man.
It's not crying wolf, man. I take a very the sky is falling approach to training.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's so true though. That's so true. But I'm not in the cumulative fatigue category because I'm running this very unique training plan called Run 3 Marathons consecutively, one each month. And I ran my first one. What you looking for?
Just keep talking.
I ran my first one. And then oh, the shirts. Oh, so really quick, guys. I know y'all probably seen these shirts. But Aaron obviously he designed the shirt and actually came up with the name Redemption Tour because I just called it my race tour. And then he's like, I got an idea. And then he did this thing or whatever. And I was like, this is a great idea. I'm gonna make it seem like I did it and make the shirts. But thank you so much.
I will be wearing this shirt for my long run in Chicago.
You picked my nose on camera. That's wild.
My bad. I will be wearing this shirt for my long run in Chicago next week when you guys are running the marathon. Just so they know, like,
Oh,
The gang is here.
T, T Davis said fire. So we watched your video that you made on Instagram. We was laughing so hard. You said you sound like Raekwon. Yeah, you sounded like it was like Quiet Storm intro. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
you sounded like a rapper talking over a beat. I'm like, this dude crazy. But yeah. So thank you so much for the shirt. The shirts, people are liking them and buying them, which is crazy. Thank you so much for the support. But yeah, so a Redemption Tour second stop is Chicago, and it
Shout
is
out
in
to Windy City.
Windy City 7 days from now. The weather around here has been very marathon esque, very good for marathon, running. Hopefully, it's just not too windy in that city. But everything seems to be going well. I don't know how to talk about myself like that. You got any questions for me?
I think you were lying. How are you feeling? Well, I don't care about how you feel.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you feel.
What so give us an idea of the plan for Chicago.
All right. So the plan for Chicago is to treat the first 20 like a long run. So long run pace, which in this situation would be like 7:30 ish down to like. So okay,
My
first
favorite
10 miles.
record.
First, what up, Silas? First 10 miles, will be like 7:20, 7:30 ish down to maybe 7:10 or 7:05 or something like that. And then the next 10 will be from like that 7:10, 7:05 down to like maybe 6:40 ish. Last couple miles of that 10, sneak it towards goal marathon pace or goal pace for potentially for New York. So that'd be more like around the 6:20, 6:15 vibe. So race the last six as if it's the end of the New York Marathon. So try to do that at goal marathon pace. So it'll be around the 6:15, 6:20 ish time zone. But yeah, so like I think it's gonna be unique because I've definitely never started off a marathon going a minute or more slower than what I hope to end it. So it will be more like a long run. It will be like a 26-mile progression.
Nailed it. Right on the
It
head.
sounds pretty crazy, but I mean the goal would be to end it like I did in Erie and be sore because it's 26 miles or whatever, but just move on to the next thing and probably take like 2-3 days off and just try to just jump right back into it like I did after Erie.
Yep.
Um,
So
and
it's
then
looking like Sunday is going to be a pretty good day for running.
Yeah.
Low of 46, high of 60.
that's perfect.
Mostly sunny skies, winds west, southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So maybe a little on the breezy side, but it'll be nice. It'll be nice. You guys are running in the morning.
Yeah.
In one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I love
Yeah.
Chicago. So I think it's going to be a great time. And yeah, it's very interesting that you are going to be able to pass all those people that way. Because
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
running,
Funny
you're just going to be picking people off the entire time.
Yeah.
So
'Cause, like-
I think the goal should be to not break spirits.
Oh no. You mean taking souls?
That snatching souls, my boy. Let's try not to do that. People are trying to enjoy their World Marathon Major experience. And the last thing I want to see at mile 21 is some dude with these freeform locks just like breathe by me, not even breathing hard. And I'm running like my goal pace trying to hang on.
So you want me to be like, good job, man. Yeah.
Just run like that for the last like 10K. Like somebody chasing you.
Running by people screaming, I'm dying inside. I remember that? The dude, one dude. So it was like on TikTok or Instagram or some kid was finishing finishing like the cross country race and screamed out, I'm dying inside.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta make it seem like it's bad.
Yeah, so like the funny part is like my coach doesn't really talk much about like other people, like ever. It's not like she just says like work off other people, blah blah. She was like, she literally said, like, just enjoy in this last 6 miles, just enjoy picking people off.
It's gonna
Like,
turn into
cause
a game.
yeah, and I promise you, especially as I get closer towards the front of that, because I've like towards like the 20, I can't not be arrogant. This talking about a 26 mile race, but I feel like I don't want to say it now because I feel bad because like I don't know. I'm just
Don't
going.
worry, it'll be somebody that do you the same way in New York, and you're gonna be running your goal marathon PR pace, and they just gonna run by you like, "Oh, Tony,
London.
what's up?"
Oh, are you Tommy runs like shit? Hey, there are people out here though that like that shouldn't have been running the pace that they was running the whole time because there'll be full conversation towards the end of a marathon. I was talking to Shaka. He said this guy was trying to talk to him, like having full conversation with him at 24.
You fighting
And
the
he was just like, he said, "Bro, I'm not trying to talk to you right now. Like, like what do you got? What do you got going on?" Oh,
But
Silas.
that's the cool thing about running, right? Like, no
Yeah,
matter how, like, what kind of hot shit you think you are, it's always
somebody else
somebody
is
else
better
that's gonna make you look like the most regular person in the world.
unless you're Elliot Kipchoge.
Facts, facts, top
Yeah,
dog.
the big
But
dog.
even Roy Jones was forced to lean back, and he lost in London a few years ago. So
That's true. Yeah. But he had
hey, he was limited that day, bro.
hey, humans is limited on
Sometimes.
sometimes that day. But yeah, that was crazy. Like, I don't know, we ain't gonna get that far into it. But watching, I woke up at last weekend. I woke up at 3:30 to watch the Berlin Marathon because I knew Kira D'Amato. Shout out to Kira for running a great race. Was going for her PR, and then why is that face? Because of Kira?
No, why we didn't hit up Erica to come on here and talk about that good PR in Berlin?
It's gonna be
Call her right now.
call calling a friend. Um. Yeah. So, and Erica, she put up a big PR. Ring the PR bell. Erica from Black Roses. She ran a 2:52 and some change. And the cool thing was, I think her PR was like what 3:01, 3:02, something like that. So she took 10 minutes off in Berlin. She had been doing crazy training. What's her name on Instagram?
He's Stanley Dot.
estanley.dott.
Yes, sir.
estanley. Check estanley out. If you don't follow her, you need to. She does wild amounts of training.
We're gonna put her on let's put her on the Summer Jam screen.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta you trying it?
Let's put her on the Summer Jam screen. Let's shout out. Bam. Put her on the Summer Jam screen.
There we go.
Shout out to Big E.
Big E in the house.
Crazy.
Yeah, this is right after the marathon. I like this, dog. Why ain't you been doing this?
We tried this before, but you know what I'm saying? It's tricky. But yeah, so shout out to Erica, the 25th member of the list. The list.
Hey, the list of black American born women to run under 3 hours. She's the 25th person on that list. And with her running a 2:52, she is not the 25th place of that either. She's probably much lower than that. But shout out to Erica for jumping on the list. Gio that also ran with her. Go ahead, click Gio's link right there. I'm sure it's right there, isn't it?
Where we at? I got you. Hold on. Just keep talking.
Yeah. So Gio also ran, and I think she ran 2:55. I don't think that was Gio's PR though, but was it?
Still, big love.
Big love.
Love.
Yeah. Big time. Shout out to Black Roses. Shout out to Knox Robinson, who is their coach. His passion and desire right now is to get as many black women on that list as possible. So that's dope.
And shout out to Tracksmith as well.
Oh, big shout out to Tracksmith because they came fully kitted with the Tracksmith vibes.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So yeah, Redemption Tour, second stop, Chicago. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling very. I entered I entered too.
I'm gonna enter too. I'm hoping I lose.
Yeah. So I feel pretty good. My mileage is much lower so I don't have all that extra
You want
stuff
to
going
borrow
on.
some of mine?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
But it does allow me to kind of push workouts. It help, like today, Aaron, I was not supposed to be running at all, fast at all, but Aaron was about to come whizzing by me, and I'm like, he's got a big workout. I might as well maybe run with him a little bit, to maybe help with that first interval. And, I was able to do that. So that's cool. Like, I feel like I have more leeway to do things like that. So that's been fun. But the thing is that everybody always knows that typically have a randomly hard time picking a shoe for a run, for a race.
I think
And
you're going to surprise him with this.
I think that you guys will be so surprised with this. Like I'm surprised actually. When I thought it to myself, I'm like, dang, this is crazy. So I don't even have it typed in here. That's why it's so bad. Hold on one second. So the shoe that I will be picking, or I'll be running in Chicago, is one that I've talked bad about in the past, and I don't know.
You've previously slandered this shoe.
Yeah, hold on. All right. Here's the shoe. I will be running in the Nike Alpha Fly Next Percent, and I don't really know what to say about it.
You sound like somebody marrying a third option. I mean, I've liked you for a long time.
I mean, we've known each other for a while. I had this shoe since last. When did I wear that on that 16-mile run?
Man, I don't even remember.
It was from the park. Anyway, so I'm wearing the. Hold on. Why?
She Anthony Hamilton now.
She just straight up why, like not even like no context and nothing, just why.
Question.
Yeah, why?
Right
so the reason why is because I wore them in a workout. I wore them for a workout, and I'm like, these actually are cool. Like because I think I had to get used to like running in them because they're not a shoe that you just like throw on and run the same as you did before you put them on. So like I kind of felt weird in them. But then I think I finally, what actually helped. So this is what happened. I'm very vain and stupid, and like I blow like the wind.
Hey, yo.
So no, I have to get on with the point here. Hold on. What's the one I'm talking about? Okay. So Kira D'Amato wore these for the Berlin Marathon, and Kipchoge wore the Alpha Fly 2. And I'm watching both of them run, and then mainly Kipchoge, like the way he runs is just different when he has on the next percent. And then so I'm watching him like, oh, that's why he runs like that, is because of these shoes. And I was just being silly, like I'm about to wear these. It was the day of it was the Trivium race. It was whatever. So it was a 16-mile day, Gallop, 16-mile a day, and I just felt really good in them. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I think I kind of figured out what works in this shoe. And then I wore it again after that, and I'm like, I really like this shoe. I mean, not really, really like, but like if it does its job, like, and I feel like the point of Chicago is to get the thing done, move on, and not be dead in the legs. So I'm like, I'm wearing a shoe, and so I got these things that, what are they called? Toe. They're like these toe caps. They're gel toes. They're called gel toes. And the company is Zentos. I'm sorry. So Zentos, they have like these things that they go on your toes because the engineered mesh on this shoe bothers my pinky toe at the top. Not like crazy, but I think in a full marathon it would like really get crazy. So I'm just gonna wear those, and I wear them like in the Metaspeed guys too sometimes. But like I'm gonna throw those on and run the race in them, and I got some shorts coming from Tracksmith that will kind of match the little blue right here.
Yeah, and shout out to Malik. He said this was his last marathon shoe in colorway, and you know what he did at his last marathon? Big PR. So
big PR.
I mean, I know that's not your goal, but
yeah, I'm not gonna big PR, but I just want to have a good race. Yeah,
and
so
I'll tell you the truth. You didn't like the Alphas at first because you didn't want to like them.
No, I didn't like him. Well, I mean, I didn't know how to like him. You know what I'm saying? You never met somebody at the wrong time of life. Like, there was probably a good person. You just wasn't ready for him.
Oh, okay.
No, because I just didn't like the thought of like having. That's why I didn't like the I didn't want to like them to everybody else, but I wanted to be like, oh wow, these are dope. But like just like the Invincibles or
Mhm.
yeah, the Invincibles, I just didn't like them because I had to do too much. I thought,
Mhm.
like I don't want to have to do all that. Like I don't have to go back and forth and change the way I run for one shoe.
Mhm.
But I think it's worth it in this case, and we're gonna try it out. And it's Nike. It's Chicago's a Nike marathon. I was planning on running in the Metaspeed Skies, but to be honest, I wore them for a workout trying to get ready for this, and they are more firm than this shoe and many of the other shoes I run in. I like them a lot, but I don't think my knee is ready for that at this moment because it just isn't. I need something a little more forgiving with like the jamming of the feet, you know.
Yeah.
So
Translation: the good people from Nike came knocking on Tommy's door with Nike balaclavas on, and they said, "What shoes
that
are you
is
wearing in Chicago?"
that is
Like,
hilarious.
and then they showed
Hey,
him a picture of his children, and then he was like, "Oh, I guess I'm going on the Alpha. I guess I have to."
so they came like Godfather. You made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Hey, they ain't
Oh
trying to see you
no,
out there in no Sauconys. They like, no, no, sir, it's not
yeah, man.
happening.
I Saki, hey, y'all gotta holler at me. Cause I ain't even wore us. Never mind. Let me just not get all crazy. But what was I gonna say? But
Keep that
yeah,
shit off season.
yeah. I mean, honestly, the if Nike did say like, "Hey, we want you to wear a shoe," trust me, y'all would know. Cause I'm getting blown that all the way up. I finally made it. Nike hit me up, but they didn't. So when they do, I'll let y'all know for sure. But yeah, I'm excited about that shoe and seeing how it works out. If I have a bad day, I got something to blame it on. The shoe.
There it is.
The
There it
shoe.
is.
All right. So you got a shoe.
I got a shoe. It's not as sexy or like
That shoe.
controversial as the Alpha Fly.
I mean,
Uh,
and then if you look, it's not a bad looking shoe.
hey,
This,
one thing about Nike, they gonna make it look cool.
this is one of the better colorways though to me.
I agree. I
And
agree.
I like that. I like that new orange that they got for the Alpha Fly too.
Yeah,
It's all orange. That's kind of dope.
for
Kind of dope.
sure. I'm surprised. Phil Knight signed off on that, but
Oh, the all orange.
yeah,
Yeah, like there's no white in it at all.
yeah, because orange. That's Oregon State's color, the rival of
Well,
Oregon.
that is their first orange shoe. I thought maybe they had an orange shoe
No, I
before,
don't think it's the first one, but
but like the big
he
shoe
probably
like that.
cringe every time he see a piece of orange. Like, why are we doing this? Like, why is everything not green and yellow? Like,
They low key trying to take them out. Just keep popping them orange. All right, what you got for us,
all
dog?
right, all right, all right. So for this week's showcase, for me, I just wanted to highlight the Brooks Glycerin 20.
All right.
As our loyal followers and supporters know, I'm a sucker for a very good daily trainer, and the Brooks Glycerin 20 is definitely that. I've worn this probably 4 or 5 times on like 10-mile easy runs. Um, I've had a pair of Glycerins, a previous iteration of the Glycerins before. Just a pretty ho-hum shoe, but this one specifically, it is very comfortable, very plush ride. Come on, man, this is killing me right now. There we go. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, 20 detail there. Speaking of Oregon, this looks like Oregon's colors, but a little specs about the shoe. The foam is what Brooks calls DNA Loft V3, which is a EVA foam blend, which we can get real nerdy about it. 10 millimeter drop on this from heel to toe, which is kind of aggressive for a daily trainer, but I enjoy it. They say, I think the tagline is something like unbelievably soft, supremely soft. I don't really think it's that. It's not really super soft.
No.
It's a little more firm than I would say probably a little more firm than your normal daily trainer, but not in a bad way. It's not like firm to the point where it feels like the ground, but it's just like firm. You can tell it's firm foam. So it's a comfortable landing, but it's not like a lot of give, which I am a fan of. I kind of like to feel supported. So you definitely feel that support underneath your feet, but you also don't feel a lot of impact with the ground. So a good recovery day shoe, I wear it for recovery days. I wear it for easy days. And I could also see myself picking it up maybe for like a mid-tempo day, some quick intervals, because it's not a super heavy shoe. It has the kind of flat like laces, so no problems with them like digging into the top of my foot. And of course, Brooks is always going to have a pretty generous toe box and midfoot. It's a wider shoe, so I would most certainly recommend this for anyone in the market for a daily trainer or just a shoe that will be a workhorse for you. I'm almost sure that this is $150 shoe, but let me go to the tape and make sure I'm not telling you guys any lie. $160 right now on the Brooks website, but something tells me in a few months you'll probably be able to find the shoe on sale somewhere. So Brooks Glycerin 20, I like it a lot. Will continue to use it throughout training for easy and recovery days. Shout out to Brooks. I love y'all.
Man, I love y'all. And I think if you go on their website, they have like Glycerin 20, like GTR, or like there's other like styles or like functions that they have. Like I think there's like 2 or 3 different options of the Glycerin. So yeah, check it out. Brooks obviously is known for having shoes for everyone. So check it out. And I'm actually at this point in the training block, I'm surprised for you to like a new shoe at this point in the training block is kind of rare, because of takes a lot. How does it? That's a good question. Thank you, Elena. How does it line up to the Asics trainer? Well, I would assume you're probably talking about like the Asics. Not Nova Blast. Let's go with like, what do you think when you compare it to like the Nimbus 24 or like the Nimbus 24?
I would say pretty similar shoe. I would say the Glycerin is a bit more firm, but if you like how the Nimbus or even the Cumulus feel, yeah, that guy, that one for sure.
Comparing it to this,
yeah, it's right on par with that. That FF Blast foam on there and the DNA Loft V3, pretty similar. So yeah, if you like those Asics trainers, daily trainers, you would really like the Brooks as well. I would say the Brooks probably have a little more space if you have wide feet. Brooks really caters to the wider foot consumer. So if you like a wider toe box and a wider midfoot area, the Brooks would probably be what I recommend for you.
Dope. And then so I just had a random question now, like what's your favorite tempo or workout or like long run with effort shoe right now?
It's probably a tie between the good old Meta Speed Sky Plus and the New Balance RC Elite V3. V2.
Yeah, so
V3.
V2.
V2.
So whenever I reach for the New Balance RC Elite 2, it's because I want like quick and comfortable. Because there's some days you don't necessarily want that. Like you want something that's a little more like aggressive and all that. But definitely if I want to be fast and like comfortable feeling and, one of those workouts that's like a big effort with like a mild cool down in between or something like that. Like that's that one where like you don't want a shoe that's not comfortable. But yeah, so shout out to New Balance. Man, I'm getting excited. Shout out to New Balance, man. I'm getting excited. Chicago is 5 weeks away.
No. New York is 5 weeks away.
New York. I'm sorry. New York is 5 weeks away. We're going to New York with New Balance. So 5 weeks away is the day. Aaron, you had said something about New York Roadrunners has like a thing on their YouTube that's like Meb Keflezighi, who has won it before, one of the greatest American marathoners of all time. And he talks about like his memory at each point of the race, and it's probably broken into 5 because of 5 bridges. But
they're releasing them one a week up until I think 3 weeks before the marathon. So right now they're only to the halfway point. So it's kind of cool if you want to catch up. They're 4 episodes in, and right now they're at the halfway point.
Yeah, so they covered 3 bridges, and there's only 2 more.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably talk about the finish. Yeah, so they got three more videos. So it's nice though. It's cool. I mean, it's not necessarily like tactical, really,
No,
but it's like just
it's
about
fun.
the energy, what to
It's just fun.
expect, and to Meb's, Meb's memory instead of
Yeah,
memory.
you get to watch the host
Oh,
make weird puns
remember.
all day.
Yeah. So it's dope. And they just did a good job at kind of like creating a buzz around it. I'm trying to find if anybody knows of a time lapse
Sure, they're out there.
course preview where like somebody either wore it or somebody drove it or something. I'd love to see the course, as it goes along. But shout out to everybody for watching the show. I am Tommy Runs.
I'm Aaron Worldwide. You can find me on Instagram, instagram.com/AARONXWORLDWIDE. TikTok, all of that good stuff. Whole lot of letters.
Hey, yeah. Hey, so, yeah. I'm Tommy Runs. Hey, I want everybody to. I'm complaining, but it's like a weird complaint. That video that I have this one video that's going viral apparently, and it's super annoying. I'm happy that it's going viral, but it's super annoying because I'll post something that I worked on today or yesterday, and then I think I got 50 likes on it, and I'll go back and it's a video from like 3 months or 2 months ago. It's starting to get it's starting to get annoying. But I guess I can't complain. I'm going viral.
The price of fame.
Yeah. See you in Chicago, Alexis. If you're running a race this next weekend in Chicago or somewhere, let us know how you do. If you PR, let us know. If you know somebody else that PR that deserves to be shouted out, we will do that as well. Just give us the time, the name, and maybe even their Instagram or something like that. We could do something fun like we did for Erica.
And we have 15 people on here right now. If you are running Chicago and you PR, I will buy you lunch.
I'm trying to think.
I like Garrett's popcorn. I can get y'all that too.
I didn't even know that you played the lottery though. That's so crazy. You won and you didn't even tell me.
Nah, man, I've been scamming.
I've been scamming. People been clicking the link, bro. But yeah, that's dope, man. You heard it here first. I'm making that a real next. There's gonna be a recording of you saying, I'm gonna take out the 15 people in the chat. It's gonna be whoever PRs in Chicago, Aaron's buying you lunch, and I posted on Instagram.
We gonna see how many of y'all can split a hot and ready.
Hey, you can come on with the pizza cutter, cut in so many pieces.
Hey, them hot and ready slices gonna be a third of a slice.
That's hilarious.
You remember back in school, they gave you that little thin slice of pizza on pizza day?
Yeah, man, with the cheese, it just felt like it could never melt. They're just on that boy.
Out cold.
No,
Silas, man. I want. Hey, please do, my boy.
Hey, Silas,
I want to see you knock it out the park, my boy.
Yeah, y'all been working, man. So, yeah. So, hey, and if you're gonna be in Chicago, I'm doing a shakeout run with Tracksmith at 9:00 on Saturday morning. The track house that they're gonna have there. I don't have the address, but just go to Tracksmith Instagram page. Then go to their website. You can even RSVP to make sure that they know you're gonna be there. It's limitless or whatever. It's like humans, no limits. But just let us know you're coming. But yeah, pop up 9:00 a.m. Saturday morning, Tracksmith. Run with your boy. I'll be there.
We might be streaming from somewhere, an undisclosed location in Chicago on Saturday night.
We definitely streaming.
Details coming soon.
We definitely streaming because I'm gonna be talking about this 26-mile progression I'm gonna do.
We might have to holler at Tracksmith and see if they let us do it from the track house.
No, they're not going to, because the way they have it at, it's got they're just worried about acoustics for some reason. It's like it's in this
we on the stoop with it.
Yeah, we good.
We're fine.
All right, this time we gonna catch audio. That one time that we did a whole 30-minute show with the best background ever in World Championships and no audio.
It's a two-man operation, man. What can we do?
Yeah. What can you do? All right. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best.
See y'all next week.